What's going on, guys, and welcome to episode number 1. Yes, I said episode number 1. This is a brand new series on the channel. The 1993 F-150. You guys have maybe saw me talk about this in past videos. I want to give just a little bit of a backstory on it, just so you know what's going on. The story behind this truck, this was actually my grandpa's truck. They actually lived right over there, so less than 30 seconds away from my parents. And this was the farm truck. This truck was passed down to my dad once my grandpa passed away, and now that my dad unfortunately passed away, the truck has now been passed down to me. Now this truck was actually parts due to a problem that it had back in 2004, 2005-ish, right after my grandpa passed away. So this truck has sat parked. I mean, you can tell, look at the body, look at the paint. It is sat parked for roughly, we guesstimate, about 15 years. So it's not been started since then. It's not been moved. We put a little bit of air in some of these tires, but the other one over here is flat. You can see my brother's coming. We're gonna move it inside with the Mustang. But we're gonna see if we can get it running. The 1993 F-150 sat for 15 years. Is on the move. And we're gonna get it inside. We're checking to see if I can actually stop. Because when we pulled the Mustang in the garage, we didn't have anything. So that was an interesting situation. But once we get it inside, what I'll do is just kind of go over the truck, show you guys some features that it has, and just show you the overall condition that it's in. We'll take a look at the engine. As promised, before we start the work on the 93 F-150, I wanted to give you a quick tour of the vehicle, just show you what it's all about and some of the features that it has. I promise there's going to be a lot of wrenching and getting our hands dirty in this episode. As I said, it's a couple days later. Obviously, you can tell by looking at the front tire, it's lost its air. So I'm definitely going to need new tires on this thing ASAP. Once we get it up and running. I think it's got 32 1050s, 31 1050s, actually, I believe. We'll double check that. But I just wanted to show you the truck. Again, as I said, it's sat for about 15 to 18 years. Eventually, it's gonna need to be painted. Luckily, my brother knows how to do that, so he can help me out with that. But I still think it's a beautiful truck. This truck just has so much meaning to me. Yes, you can see the Mustang's still over there. And really, as a matter of fact, we can check the tag. So we can see the last time it was renewed was November of 2003. So yeah, 15 to 18 years probably the last time that it was actually driven or on the road. I already told you the story as soon as the video started about it being my grandpa's truck. So I just want to show off the truck. Bed, pretty rough shape, or tailgate that is. The bed is in horrible shape actually. So it had like this liner. It's not like rhino lining, like spray in. So I'm gonna rip this out. I don't know if that'll happen in this episode, but at some point you can see all the nasty moss and cans and things that are in here. Let me give you a good shot of that. There's a whole ecosystem in the back of this truck. Don't know what's in the toolbox. We're actually gonna have to open that up and check it out. Let's take a look inside real quick. You probably already saw that. Getting a little bit of rust up along the door. But again, the interior is just, seriously, it's not that bad. Really, even the headliner's not sagging very much. That's such a welcoming sight. It is 4-wheel drive, 93, so it's the cassette player. I really think this would clean up. If I hit this, come in here with a vacuum and some wipes, I think it's gonna be nice in there. Another big trend, something you'll notice, wait, does this hold itself? Oh, that is sweet. Yes, I didn't expect that on this truck. Another big thing you'll notice is my grandpa was a huge Bill Elliott fan. So there's touches of Bill Elliott everywhere on this thing. The key ring that I have with it actually has a little Bill Elliott keychain. So as expected with my dad and my grandpa, a cat battery. I wouldn't expect any less since they were big in construction, running heavy equipment. So yep, the big 5.0. We'll see if we can find out at some point if this is the original engine. Now, okay, I wanted to kind of see if any of the hoses look like they were dry rotted and need to be replaced. We'll go through, of course, we're gonna flush all of the fluids, change the oil, flush the radiator, all that good stuff, but it mostly just looks dusty. Some of that stuff up there is dry rot, but that's not the actual hose itself. So we're gonna do the standard kind of on this truck, but I'll tell you what I know. I mentioned it earlier, is that it was parked, we think, because of a bad fuel pump. The repairs aren't actually happening today. That's why I keep saying maybe. You guys won't know the difference. I might be wearing different clothes, as I said, but that's about it. It's actually happening at the butt crack of dawn tomorrow morning. Good morning, guys. It is finally time to work on the truck. I'm not gonna bore you going around and showing everything again, going over what we're gonna do. You guys already know from a few seconds ago in the video, but we need to start by lifting up this bed because we need to get to the gas tank. I called the parts store and we want to make sure we can match up and get everything that we need. I still don't know if we're going to get just the fuel pump and the sending unit, or if we're going to do the whole gas tank together. But you guys saw how nasty this bed is. That's a bunch of extra weight that we don't need back here when we try to pick this thing up. So I'm going to start by just getting all of the junk out of here. Let's do it. All right, so I got as much out of the bed as I could at the moment. I got the bolts out of the toolbox. What we're gonna do is, it's too darn heavy to just pick up out of here and move it with all of these tools and different things in it. I was kind of excited to see what might be in here because I have no idea. But I don't wanna bore you with pulling everything out of here. I'm basically going to take it all, place it on that board, and then we'll put it all back once we get it in it. I'll let you know if there's any surprises in here, anything crazy. The first thing I noticed, remember what I said earlier in the video, there is a Budweiser Racing, what do you know, Bill Elliott hat. So I'm not surprised at all. This is really cool. This is actually gonna be like a flannel that my grandpa probably wore way back in the day. There's some tools and stuff in here, some gloves. There's no telling what might be deep in here. You never know. All right, so we got the toolbox out, and as promised, I would just show you any of the really cool things that we found, just quickly. It actually has the original for sale sign when my grandpa bought it back in the day. It says 144,000 miles. He paid $6,500 for it. We might have to blur out that phone number. Never disappoints when you're going through stuff around here. Some cans of potted meat. How many of you guys know about potted meat? Let me know down in the comment section. Let's see, does potted meat ever expire? Does Vienna sausage expire? You know what? I need to get back to working on the truck and stop looking at these Vienna sausages and potted meat. Let's get back to work. All right, I'm betting this thing's gonna be pretty heavy. Probably weighs as much as me, if we're being honest here. Oh yeah. Alright, so we're gonna have to break out some of the heavy equipment. My brother can actually pick it up, but I'm struggling with it. Now I am a smaller guy. You guys have probably been able to tell from the videos, but something I haven't let you guys know is I'm not supposed to actually be lifting anything over about 5 to 10 pounds, but that's between me and you, okay? I actually have been going to physical therapy for a torn labrum in my left shoulder. So pulling and picking up things over 5 or 10 pounds is almost impossible. So I don't know what the heck I was thinking I was gonna be able to pick up this bed. So we'll break out the heavy equipment and we'll get it off there. All right, guys, so I think we're getting ready to yank this thing out of here. Keep in mind, this isn't like a tutorial video or anything, so I didn't show undoing all these connections and stuff. It's really just to show progress on us going through and fixing this thing up. There is gas in here, in the tank, when it was parked, apparently. Wow, that is awkward to get out of there. Pretty bad too. Okay, well, it's out. That
is nasty gas.
Yeah, that looks, you guys can't really see real well in there, but, Okay, so I think it's almost about that time to go you know where. Where are we going, Corey?
O'Reilly's.
O'Reilly's, we're going to the parts store. All right, we made it back from the parts stores, receipts in hand. We actually ended up having to go to 4 different places to get everything that we need. The only thing that's not sitting here currently is the battery that we got, but we did get the new gas tank. We got new spark plugs, air filter, fuel filter, oil filter, the pump and sending unit. I got some brake fluid, of course some oil while we were out, and some wires. We did have to actually order, and then the battery of course, and then we had to order the hose that runs between where you put the fuel in. I'm going blank. What do you call it? Fuel neck, something like that. We're actually where it attaches from the tank. We had to get that piece of hose, and AutoZone was able to order it, and they'll have it tomorrow. So right now, our grand total, what we've spent on the truck up to this point, is $666.99, and that's just stuff that we think it's going to need, just from a general upfront assessment of it, what we think we might need to do to it. This is the piece of hose that I'm talking about here. This one here, we could probably make something, but we could get the exact one with the right length from AutoZone. It actually split. I guess there's a big thing going across the bottom of it. Is that going to come out? Oh, you're working on that now. Yeah. So after lots of force, brute force, and some elbow grease, we got it pried out of here. And it's finally, oh, there we go. It's peeing.
I only got 2 hoses in it.
Grab. The deed is done. The gas tank is out. I'm just holding the whole tripod. Man, like I said, that honestly was more difficult than I anticipated. Really, it actually was. But it's out. The new one will be hopefully pretty easy to put in. He's draining out that nasty gas over here. It was pretty bad in there. When we were looking before we left, we kind of made the call that even if we could do just the pump and the sending unit, we were gonna go ahead and put another gas tank in it anyways, instead of all the hassle of trying to clean out the old one and whatnot. So here we are. The real question is, how dented is the new tank? Did we get away with One in decent shape.
Yep.
No dents? Really? No dents in the new one? So what? Up. One big old dent in the corner right there. I figured there'd be one somewhere just because of the way those things are made, and you guys know how shipping is and whatnot. We just want to dry fit it and just see. Man, it looks really crazy up against all of this. Obviously we can't be as rough on this as we was with the old one pulling it out, so. Man, that's such a tight fit. All right guys, so we're gonna call it for the F-150 series episode number 1. Still a lot of things were accomplished today. I mean, we got the bed lifted off of the truck, and you got to remember we're dealing with lots of rust and things like that, so it takes a long time to get some of these bolts and screws and various things out. We did get the tank pulled out, so that's also good, and we had to go to all the parts stores to pick everything up. But the idea for the next episode is to make some really serious headway on this thing. We're gonna see if even though we finessed it out through the top, I don't know which way is better, up or down. If you notice, when you look underneath, I'll give you guys a good shot. The exhaust is kind of there and in the way too. Plus, of course, the lip from here. So we can take these out, of course, and then maybe we'll see if there's just a, I don't know, help me out. Maybe let me know in the comment section if you've swapped out hundreds of 93 F-150 gas tanks, if there's some kind of special something that we need to do, or go in at a certain angle or something. I don't know. Otherwise, I'll probably just watch a YouTube video just to make sure, or something like that. But I'm super pumped and excited. When we do episode number 2 coming up, we should be able to get the gas tank in. We'll get the fuel pump and sending unit in there. Fuel filter, and then just some of the other stuff, air filter and all that, and then we'll see maybe if we can make something happen. And then we want to, once we get it running, kind of assess it and see what other things break and whatnot. We won't put the bed on yet because of course we don't want to have to pull it right back off, and then we can do kind of the general tune-up stuff with plugs and wires and oil change and all that good stuff. So thank you guys so much. I don't know if this is going to get as much excitement as the Mustang series because everybody likes the 1970 Mach 1 Mustang, but this is pretty fun fixing up this truck too that sat for 15 years. Make sure to subscribe and like if you like the channel, if you're loving these series. We have plenty more vehicles on the property we could work on and do things too. So we're gonna have a lot of fun and make a lot of memories in this garage with my brother and I. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.